you're not. But if you want to hang with me, I'll give it one shot. Top that.
Oh my God.
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Colin and Greg Live right here on twitch.tv/KindaFunnyGames. My name is Colin Moriarty. This is Greg Miller, Sportillo, the Wind Dog. Kevin Quell is over there off camera. I'm still doing
Lola's
things.
somewhere.
Lola's hanging around.
Always floating. Like those things
keeping
in
her
your
options
eye.
open.
You know the things you can't look right at, but they're there? Like when you're looking at something, you'll see them up here?
Lint?
Floaters.
They're not lint.
Yeah, it's lint.
No, it is not lint.
Yeah.
They move, they wiggle.
Well, they're on your eye, and then
Sure.
when you look at it, your eyeball moves, and it.
Well, sure, but I think it's also like
keeps
bacteria.
moving.
It's little organisms living on my eyeball.
No.
Are there any optometrists in the chat? We'd love to know if the things on my eye are alive or lint. Or is lint alive, Kevin? I posed that question to you.
I can confirm lint is not alive.
But some lint used to be.
I don't know about that.
No? Because, you know, like dust is your skin cells.
Yeah, but I think lint refers to like clothes.
Fabric.
Like, yeah, fabric, yeah.
So you're saying every little squiggle in my eye is lint. It's fabric. It's not dust.
No.
It's not a microorganism.
A lot of them are just in your imagination.
No, that's not true. I'm going to find one. There one. But that can't be just fabric.
All right, can I go in there and look at and confirm that there's lint in your eyeball?
Yeah, go get the microscope. Remember when you were a kid and you had the microscope and it was like such a worthless fucking thing. You got it, you're all excited, and you put like slides in there. Then you're just like, okay.
Oh, I loved my microscope. I used it so much.
What did you use it for?
I would just grab random shit, cut a piece of my skin off, and look at it.
Jesus, Kevin.
Yeah, I was committed to the goal, man.
Yeah, apparently.
Science.
Is that science? Just looking at the flesh you just cut off your fingers?
I mean, it wasn't like I have a callus, and I was gonna cut it off regardless. You know, you gotta.
Same
cut
thing
off
with
the
chemistry
calluses.
sets. Always sounded cool because you thought you'd be able to make
Chemistry sets
smokes
were
and stuff. Yeah, whatever.
I had one
I
with
mean,
my
this
little brother.
fucking salt blue. Big deal. Food coloring does that.
Okay, so as I said 2 minutes ago, they're called floaters. They're real things in your eye. There's not lint. It's.
Are they alive?
They're not alive. No.
Were they ever alive?
Probably not.
What are floaters then?
They're just aberrations, I think, in your retina. Like some people have them really bad. Some people don't. I have them. Like, but I don't notice them unless I like look for them.
Yeah, you have to. You want one?
Everyone have a nice weekend? Good. Don't even answer the question. I have a trailer that I want to show that I think would be an interesting one for us to show. So today we revealed why we were in Texas a couple weeks ago when everyone was crying. A river. Everyone was crying like a bunch of little boohoo baby crying.
Yeah. You especially. It was too hot.
It was very hot.
You didn't want to be there.
Not even a
You
little
almost
bit.
didn't get on the plane.
That wasn't my fault, to be fair. That wasn't my fault.
I didn't say
at
it was
all.
your fault. Nor was being there your fault. I'm saying you were crying about it.
I wasn't crying. All I was saying was we were in Texas literally 3 weeks before that. We could have done it then. Now, here's the thing about this, Kevin.
Listen up, Kev.
Because you weren't there. Okay?
Bullshit.
You weren't there.
People,
I
I
guarantee you
was
weren't.
happy with so many people
No,
in the
I
comments
know.
asking for you.
I was saying that's bullshit. I should have been there.
Yeah.
I should have been there,
Well,
man.
I think when we do the funniest things that we do, the best things, you shouldn't be in them. Because you didn't really take the risks that we took to leave. You waited until everything was all honky-dory
I
and set.
literally
then you
begged
left.
you
You're
guys
like, oh,
to
you're
take me
super
with
successful. We'd love to come. I'd love to come over now.
Literally
Paula
was
and
there.
I would love to pack a bag and come
I
live
was
with you.
there saying, please don't leave me January 5th. I don't want to be here alone. Everybody's judging me. And you guys were like, nah, man, we're not
sure if we
gonna
can handle it.
make
Not
it.
sure if we can make
We're
it.
not gonna make it.
I'm like, we're not gonna make it. Well,
Month and a half
if we
later.
have a company in March, I'll hit you up.
Now, you weren't there, so it was very hot.
Really hot, Kevin. You wouldn't have liked it. You would have been. I mean, you sweat in this room. You'd be sweating.
Oh
balls
yeah,
there.
I would, for sure would have been sweating. But at the
And-
same time, my tan skin
Peruvian
would have
skin.
handled
Do you
the
have to
sun.
wear? Do you have to wear the makeup? Do you have to wear the sun makeup?
Yeah, as you can tell right now, I don't have my full coat on.
Uh-huh.
So
you would have had to wear
once
sun
I
makeup?
layer up, once I get sunburned and I peel, my skin underneath very tan, beautiful golden color.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So, we did this little thing and it was fun. It was kind of exhausting. It's the reason why, by the way, P.S. I Love You XOXO wasn't that great, at least
It
from
was
my-
great. It
from
was
my
a great
perspective.
episode. I refuse to believe that wasn't a great episode.
Because I was so tired. I was so very tired. And then my ears got sunburned. It was a whole thing. It was basically a whole thing that happened. But I think the final product's pretty good. Now, each of the outlets, Funhouse, Achievement Hunter, Screw Attack, and the creatures all have their own
versions.
Can I?
I'm
You're finishing my sentences before I'm even really giving you a window to finish them. Like I'm literally just talking in my normal cadence.
You're just walking. You're just walking too slow today. I'm here. I'm ready to go.
I was literally like Achievement Hunter, Funhouse, Screw Attack, creatures. I'm like, well, I'm putting the comma in and saying and the creatures.
I'm here to be your co-host. I'm participating. I'm being
I don't
here.
like it. I don't like when you participate. Should we watch the video?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Because maybe some folks didn't see it.
Well, then they should still go watch it at our place to give us the view over at kindafunny.com. Then go buy your tickets at roosterteethlive.com. Use the code FUNNY so that we beat creatures. Because creatures suck. Screw Attack
What the hell is
especially.
this Starbucks? We've been walking for 45 minutes.
Yeah, Nick, I thought you said this was a shortcut.
Fantastic. Was it a shortcut or not? Okay.
Look who it is!
Well, if it isn't the Sony sluts themselves, kind of funny.
You fuck right off, creatures.
Hey, IGN called. They want to know what it's like taking money from children from your fucked up apartment.
I do miss the IGN offices.
Nick, get back over here.
We've taken enough of your shit, creatures. This ends right here, right now. Let's dance.
You want to dance, Greg? Because I want a tango.
Let's do this!
Looks like we got some pussies about to fight. Too bad Achievement Hunter's here to kill you all.
Oh, you didn't think you would have a death battle without Screw Attack, did you? Yeah. Well, would you look at this, Funhouse? We got ourselves a little nerd convention.
You boys playing some D&D, sucking each other off?
What a bunch of nerds.
All right. Before we begin, let's go over the rules. Rule number 1, do not hurt anyone's hands. We need them to play video games. Of course. And that's it! Begin! Screw Attack sucks! Agreed! Oh shit, it's our mom! No!
Let's Play Live at the Dolby Theater in Los Angeles, June 17th at 7:30 p.m. Go to roosterteethlive.com and enter code FUNNY.
Well, that was fun.
That was good. I like that. That came out really, really well. Good job, editor at Rooster Teeth, who I don't know who edited that. Good job.
What are you doing?
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, Kinda Funny Live 2 tickets on sale right now. kindafunny.com/tickets. May 28, 29. But if for some reason you can't come to that show in San Francisco, come a few weeks later, June, Let's Play Live, LA, right after E3. So you know we'll be recharged and ready to go.
That was a fun one. That was a good video.
Mm-hmm.
I like that we were outnumbered.
You did really good in it.
Thanks. I really only had one line. It wasn't that hard.
But the characterization. I like the one shot where you're in there. You're one of the guys in the scrum. You're doing your thing. You're fighting.
I am. I'll fight. I'll die for Kinda Funny. I'll bleed for Kinda Funny. Because unlike Kevin, I left at the time that we founded the company. And
Not
I
this
took all the
Johnny
risk.
come lately. You know what? You know what this guy is? Cherry picker. That's what you call this guy over here. cherry picker.
You know how racist and offensive that is, right?
No, that's not
Why
true.
would
at
that
all.
be offensive?
You hear that
That's a
guy?
real thing in
I
basketball.
don't know what it is. I don't play
basketball, you're a
basketball.
cherry
I've never once played basketball. I'm too
Okay.
short.
Are you done? Are you gonna go
What's
now?
the fruit of
What do
Peru?
you? What do you?
If I said
The Lucuma?
he's a lucuma picker, that'd be racist.
A lucuma? A lucuma?
A lucuma?
Lucuma.
Lucuma.
It's very good.
Like Guam?
I don't know what you're saying. The country?
Pomme de terre.
That's a potato in French.
But that's what it is.
But I wanted you guys know I wanted to leave with you guys. I begged you. I begged Tim on the floor.
No, you didn't. Well,
I said,
but
"Take
you annoyed
me
him so
with
much that
you,
he just ignored you.
You son of a bitch. And then you guys were like, "Oh no, we're gonna be fine." And then 2 months later,
We
we're
needed you real
all
bad.
about to kill each
Yeah,
other.
we needed you real bad.
So I came when I was needed.
Thank you, Kevin.
Is this how you're gonna stand, or this is kind of just how we're gonna?
That's her position for the show.
This is what we're gonna do today, and oh, okay. Oh, well,
Yeah. She's perching.
can I help you? Maybe you should go now. No, okay.
We'll crack the atom.
All right, big story making the rounds today is over at NeoGAF. JBug617 cites Shinobi is what I'm trying to say. 602, who's a kind of a well-known industry insider, let's say, who's right about some things, and I don't know if he's right about everything. But he tweeted out today, Dead Don't Ride, which he's claiming is Sony Ben's new game. And we don't have really much more information on it than that. But it is making the rounds.
How long ago is that rumor? That's from January 1st, if I'm reading that right? Victor Vo Wanjang Von. So I would say that's what that's from. Because that's interesting, then. Then on January 1st, someone else said, what if I told you it's Dead Don't Ride?
Yeah, I mean, we'll find out. We'll see what's going on, here with this between the Reddit thread being open world horror that happened, as you said, a while ago. Shinobi's tweet about Dead Don't Ride with the hashtag SonyBen, etc. Not too much substantive, but we'll have more on that, I assume.
We'll keep our ear to the ground, as they say.
But I wanted to share that since people
1
asked
year
me
ago,
that, so.
somebody says, thank you. I can't read whatever language that was.
Whatever
I assume
non-English
Peruvian?
garbage language that is.
Wanjang Vro. Fosrado.
Can you just sit and rest? Just rest a while.
Just gotta protect you, just like Porty does.
You're a good girl, love. Next story comes from, this is from Kotaku. Steven Totilo writes, Insomniac, now true believers in VR, releasing 3 Oculus games in 2016. He writes, a first-person magic dueling game, a third-person Altered Beast-style brawler, great. And an Arctic horror adventure. The developers at Insomniac Games, one of the most reliable console studios of the past decade, plan to release a trio of virtual reality games this year, all published by Oculus Rift and exclusive to the PC platform. Chad Desern at Insomniac told Kotaku, quote, we're very much true believers in VR, end quote. He was helping to explain the new frontiers the veteran independent studio behind Ratchet & Clank Resistance and Sunset Overdrive is now exploring. Quote, we're kind of all in, working out a lot of mechanics and bringing everything we know about making games to VR. We're trying to marry the depth of games we've been making for years and go beyond the novelty factor. End quote. Desern is one of the creative directors of The Unspoken, one of Insomniac's surprise VR games being unveiled today. It's a holiday 2016 first-person action game featuring player versus player spellcasting magician duels. The game is set in Chicago and sees the player battling their way through an urban magic fight club. The game will use the Oculus Rift VR headset and the forthcoming Oculus Touch controllers to allow players to use their hands to cast more than 24 unlockable spells. A trailer shows the player throwing fireballs and magic javelins, drawing shields, and more. And then they skipped down later. They said, already announced last year is Edge of Nowhere, which we'd already seen. This is their first VR game. It comes out June 6th. This is an Oculus Rift exclusive. And then finally, the studio's other VR game, according to Totilo, is Feral Rights, a fall 2016 brawler also designed for a controller. You play as Kai, a man or woman, player's choice, who can transform into a beast, and who has returned to their remote jungle island home to avenge the murder of their father, the island's former chief. What do you think of this? Because it seems like Insom is kind of spending a lot of money on this.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they're getting money from Oculus, but
sure.
Seems risky to me.
Well, I mean, that's the whole thing. You know, I did that South by Southwest panel with Ted. We're talking about Insom, and that's his whole thing, is that they want to take risks and they want to keep everybody entertained, engaged. And what do they want to do? What do the devs want to do? What does the company want to do? They'll go do that. And so it's interesting to see them take a leap here and do this. I don't think it means the end of Insom as we know them, right? You'll still see your Ratchets. You'll still see console-based games like that. But it's interesting to see them jump into this. This Magic game sounds like something straight up for fucking nerds, these Harry Potter nerds like Nick Scarpino and Greg Geddes.
Fucking
They'll be
nerds,
all
man.
up in there, fucking
The
casting
worst.
spells,
Nerds are the
yelling
worst.
shit. They're the worst. These fucking Poindexter Harry Potter dorks, get out of the way. Stop making your movies so I can watch more comic movies. Come on.
Yeah, we need those. I think, yeah, so we'll have more on another game Insom's working on right now. So they have at least 4 games in development. I would say probably more than that. So they're definitely scaling.
Well, you figure what? Oh, that's the one. Forget it. I was gonna say there was 3 we talked about at the panel, but 1 was Ratchet, so that doesn't count. Because there's Ratchet, the GameStop one that I can never remember for some reason, in Edge of Nowhere. And then now you have these 2 other ones.
Yeah,
VR
Ratchet's
games.
out. I'm sure that they'll do another Ratchet, considering how well this one's being received.
Sure. You think they're moving right to that? Or are they gonna take some time off?
I don't know. Because it'll be up to Sony, and if Insomniac wants to accept. But it'll be nice for them to do it right away. I'm just kind of concerned or surprised that they're not diversifying more. You know, I feel like Insomniac at times has been kind of hanging on by a thread, and I just don't know if that's true or not. But during the Fuse and Sunset Overdrive era, it didn't seem like they were quite the same studio as they once were. But
Sure.
You know, Ted Price is not a dumb man.
Yeah,
So.
I'm sure there's business dealings behind this, right? Another thing we talked about there with when they partner up with exclusives, why they do that, how they make it work for a company.
Right. Okay.
So I'm
next
sure,
story.
like you said, there's Oculus money behind it.
I don't know if you saw this weekend. Jason Schreier kind of gave us a rundown of this. Now I'm kind of curious if we want the rundown or if we want the original article, because the original article is interesting to say the least.
Okay.
Or we can have Jason Schreier's
boiled down version,
which is still kind of long.
I would say boil it down. That way, if people want to read the whole thing, they can go read the whole thing.
Okay.
Kevin, you agree? Thank you, Kevin.
So-
And this is long?
This is pretty long.
Kevin, will you go to my room? On my nightstand, there's a little circular thing of cream. My hands are very dry from the airplane travel. I'd like to put some cream on my hands.
Jason Schreier writes, game industry veteran writes horrifying article in defense of poor working conditions. Says this weekend on VentureBeat, game industry veteran Alex St. John published a new hot new contender for worst article of the decade, arguing that today's game developers should stop whining about nonsensical ideas like fair wages. St. John, who co-created DirectX for Microsoft and founded the game company Wild Tangent, writes that, quote, making games is not a job, it's an art, end quote. Because of that ideology, he argues, game developers should stop worrying about whether their salaries are decent or their hours are standard. After all, St. John writes, all they're doing is, quote, pushing a mouse, end quote. And then he says, quote, you need to get an actual job producing productivity software if you want to be paid fairly and go home at 5 p.m. Anybody good enough to get hired to write games can get paid more to work on something else. If working on a game for 80 hours a week for months at a time seems strenuous to you, practice more until you're better at it. Making games is not a job. Pushing a mouse is not a hardship. It's the most amazing opportunity you can possibly get paid to pursue. Start believing it and you'll discover that you are even better at it, end quote. For years now, Jason writes, game industry veterans and observers have criticized the ubiquitous practice of crunch, or mandatory unpaid overtime. Just about every game developer has a story about the time they had to sleep in the office or that year they missed countless family dinners because of a seemingly endless gauntlet of 80-hour work weeks. It's a practice that has led to burnout, poor living conditions, and tough questions about the game industry's ability to retain talented people. Some have called on game developers to unionize. Others argue that smart scheduling and good project management can help protect the quality of game makers' lives. St. John, on the other hand, says it's all part of the fun, writing that he tells people who are unhappy with crunch to go make their own games. Quote, to my great shock and disappointment, they never responded to this feedback with any sort of enlightenment or gratitude for my generous attempt at setting them free. Usually, I just get rage, end quote, he writes, in a paragraph that might read like satire if it wasn't written with such candor. He continues, quote, being a victim of their employers has somehow managed to become a deeply cherished part of their core identities, and any suggestion that they are far better equipped to rekindle their sheer passion for making games, do a Kickstarter startup with their other talented friends and crank out an original hit game, than a bunch of amateur kids working in Flash, is greeted with a lot of anger. They rant about the value of work-life balance, how hit games can be delivered on schedule with proper management, and how they can't produce their best work when their creative energies are tapped after a long 40-hour work week, sitting at a desk. Apparently, people can never burn out working too hard making video games, end quote. And then there's an update. Rami Ismail, who's a friend of ours, wrote a takedown of the VentureBeat article, which you guys can read. So you can go to the Kotaku article and see both of these things. This article by this Mr. St. John is absurd. It doesn't even understand, for someone who has been in the industry, it doesn't even understand what making games is all about.
Yeah.
You need creative energy to be creative. We know that, and the people that make games know that. It can be exhausting making a video. It can be exhausting modeling a 3D model. It can be exhausting figuring out a design conundrum in a game. You can't just because it's a video game doesn't, like, this guy is so funny because he doesn't even understand his own industry and like what makes great games. Crunch is a fact of life, but they should not be excusing the way that these people are necessarily treated. Some studios do pay very well, and some studios, I guess, don't crunch as much as others, but art is art. And what's funny about this guy is that he just doesn't get what it is to make a game.
He's listed as industry veteran at the top. What does he put out? Like what is it?
It says that he co-founded DirectX and he co-founded the Wild Tangent publisher.
Okay. I mean, this is so fucked up. I'm just like, video games are just pushing a mouse to make, you know what I mean? What the fuck are you talking about? Do you even know how any of this comes to be? This would be, I think, akin to me sitting here and being like, web development isn't a fucking, that isn't a job. You're just pushing a mouse. How do you know what I mean? Like, what are you, designing to something, drawing something isn't a job. It's art. You're just fucking doing it. You should be proud that you're doing it. Like, you should be proud you're doing it, but like, it's not this easy. It's not that you're able to fucking sit there and, this guy's fucked up. This is really a fucked up thing to come out and say. No wonder everybody was in a tizzy this weekend, Colin.
Yeah, and I do think, crunch is a fact of game development because no matter how much you plan or produce a game, like, the best studios in the world crunch. So it's not, I really don't think it's bad planning. It's just like the nature of making a game where like, this isn't right, this isn't right, this isn't right. We have to finish this and we're not on schedule because it's never going to be right. But we can get it as right as possible if we put in the extra work. That's always going to be a fact of life. It's just like,
you put in overtime for building a building, you put in overtime for, but there's a definitive end to that building.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas a game, it could always be better. You could always make something better.
Exactly. So like, I'm not trying to excuse crunch. I think that people should be paid for crunching.
Yeah.
But it is a fact of life. So, I don't take necessarily issue with the whole crunch argument. I just take issue with the fact that he's basically saying that like it doesn't take any talent or energy or vision to make a video game.
You're not allowed to bitch about this. You're not allowed to be tired. You're not allowed to complain that things aren't fair.
So go read that if you want to get angry. We have some tips to read. The Eli Mosley gave us a tip and said, "What's up with this starting on time nonsense? I was still making coffee and eating breakfast when the show started." Well, you guys complained and whined, so we started on time. Alex Aziz gave us a tip and said, "You guys think you can have all the events you want, and I'll just give you all my money." Well, you're right. See you in LA. All right, we'll see you there, Alex.
Yay, Alex.
Naughty Uncle Mike. I hope this isn't my Uncle Mike.
Was your Uncle Mike naughty?
I don't think so.
I had Uncle Mike who owned a garage. He's dead now. Oh. So I think he'd be dead, Uncle Mike, if he tipped us. Not naughty. Right? I'm not right. I'm right.
Yeah.
Naughty Uncle Mike says, "Happy Patriots Day to you both. Been drunk since 8 this morning. That's an acceptable thing today." Colin, do you have any Patriots Day memories during your time in college?
What is Patriots Day?
I don't know. Patriots Day, I'm going to look this up.
Is it New England Patriots Day? Or is this like, what's the other one you guys do?
Evacuation Day.
Oh, yeah. Patriots Day. Massachusetts and Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah, I don't. It celebrates the battles of Lexington and Concord. Oh, yeah, it is the 18th. Go figure. I don't remember ever celebrating it, the Patriots Day, personally. Juice God Coley D.
Yeah.
Gave us a tip and said, "Still super fucking hyped to come to Kinda Funny Live from SC." I think he means South Carolina, but I'm just curious. Since me and my roommate just have basic bitch tickets, will we still have a chance for you guys to sign stuff or just VIPs?
That's what day 2 is all about. Day 2 is all about signing and meeting and greeting while podcasts happen and people come off their podcast to sign and meet and greet with you and then vice versa. And it goes on. And it's one beautiful, not vicious, beautiful cycle.
All right. Let's get back into the stories. Over at Fortune.
Back in the news.
John Gaudiosi, I think it is. John Gaudiosi. Says Sony banks on GameStop PlayStation VR demos, which is an interesting story here. It says, as the biggest video game retailer in the world, GameStop is an important partner for Sony. To highlight that fact, John Kohler, Vice President of Marketing at Sony Interactive Entertainment, was on hand at the GameStop investors meeting in Dallas on Wednesday to give shareholders a preview of PlayStation VR. The hands-on demos were also a preview of what gamers will be able to experience in GameStop stores. During a presentation to GameStop, executives and investors on Thursday, Kohler said Sony will be offering consumers over 500,000 in-store demos across retailers from June through December this year. Kohler said experiential marketing will be a big part of Sony's marketing plans for PlayStation VR, which the company is launching as a new platform. He highlights games such as Riggs, Highwire Games Golem, CCP Games E Valkyrie, and Electronic Arts Star Wars Battlefront VR. The one major difference between launching the PlayStation 4 a few years ago and PlayStation VR is that this new technology, quote, needs to be lived to be believed, end quote, according to Kohler. He continues, quote, trial drives the conversion to purchase. You have to be able to go into a GameStop to try this. We'll have a fantastic technology, but you need to get your hands on it, end quote. Tony Bartel, COO of GameStop, says GameStop will have a significant number of stores with dedicated PlayStation VR demos and demo stations. In addition, Sony will be touring some trucks that will pull up and show the new VR headset to consumers. Bartel says, quote, we're clearly going to be the key launch partner. We'll be selling Sony PlayStation VR hardware, bundles, and games in stores.
Roll up. Get in the truck. Kids, get in the truck.
Kids, get in the truck. We got something to show you. Put on this headset and these headphones and don't worry about what's going on around
It's
you.
just black. Don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. It's moving. Monk XXX says, we're all thinking, that's just what I want, to put on a VR helmet worn by untold numbers of sweaty kids before me. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
You don't even do that. You don't even do that like events with us.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I refuse to wear them.
You're
anymore.
done now. Yeah, your germophobia kicked in eventually.
It's not even germophobia. It's just common sense. She was just sitting under the table. She just scares me a little bit.
She ran off to go check on the door with the big Kev. She wants to give Big Kev some big backup from the big dog.
Well, I should wait for him, I guess, to come back before we do the next story.
Well, we just keep talking about this story.
What is this?
They're doing. Is it going to work? This is what we've been talking about, right? You got to get PlayStation VR into the hands of the people, Colin.
Yeah, we've been saying it for a long time, and I think that it's a smart move. I think it's an essential and necessary move, pertinent, even.
Pertinent.
Over at Unseen64, Guitar Hero MMO was revealed. It's an 11-minute and 45-second video. We don't have to watch the whole thing, but I want to bring this to people's attention. Basically, what happened in 2010, 2011 is that a studio in Europe was developing an MMO for Guitar Hero that would kind of like wrap into DJ Hero and connect all the games together, and then it was canceled.
Click around a bit, Kev. I want to see some imagery. I don't need to hear anything. I just want to see some imagery of what this world would have looked like. That's just DJ Hero, Kev. There we go, Kev. Look at this piece of garbage. Hey, do you stand against the... Oh, okay. Oh, man, I sure do like hitting these... Well, man, plastic instruments. Oh, wow. Let's go to the show, guys. Oh, we're killing to the show. Oh, man, guys, we all look the same. I'm building this arena, guys.
So apparently the studio that made this game shut down after the funding was pulled, basically. Now they're just showing Mario for no reason. There you go.
I'm sure in context it makes perfect sense.
So anyway, you go check that out. You can also read articles. People have kind of like a catch-all around the internet where you can see kind of the pertinent things if you don't want to spend 12 minutes of your life watching a video about Guitar Hero MMO. But I thought it was an interesting story and I wanted to share it with everyone.
Red Animator says, is GameStop going to let an 11-year-old buy PlayStation VR?
Why not?
Why wouldn't they? If an 11-year-old walks in with $400, interesting. But yeah, I would think you'd sell to. Then you can go watch that VR porn. Hack Zors. Hack the PlayStation. Watch the porn.
Todd Spangler over at Variety writes, Amazon launches Prime Video standalone option for $9 monthly. Says Amazon is gunning for Netflix more aggressively with a new pricing scheme. The e-commerce giant is now offering its video streaming service in the US independent of the Prime free shipping program. Purchased separately, Prime Video will cost $8.99 per month, $1 less than Netflix's most popular plan. Since Amazon launched its subscription video service 5 years ago, it has been available only through the Prime membership program, which currently costs $99 a year. The company has used video as a key benefit to lure more customers to Prime, but Amazon sees a ripe opportunity to sell an SVOD service priced directly to compete with Netflix as well as Hulu. The move comes just as Netflix, the #1 subscription VOD player, is set to raise rates for subscribers who are currently paying $7.99 per month for 2 Stream HD services to $9.99 in May. Amazon Prime Video allows up to 3 concurrent streams per account and offers select titles in 4K, Ultra HD, and HDR formats. Hulu, meanwhile, sells a $7.99 per month service with ads and an $11.99 option without commercials. In addition, Amazon is offering a new payment option for full Prime membership of $10.99 monthly with no annual commitment. That's 33% more than the $99 annual Prime membership, but Amazon said many customers have been asking for month-to-month flexibility with the program. Seems like a pretty...
You watch Prime stuff?
Interesting. I do, yeah.
I use Amazon Instant Video, but I usually buy the, or rent a video.
I've been doing that more lately.
Yeah.
This weekend I rented, Aaron and I rented, what did we rent? Spotlight.
Oh, how was it?
And it was very good.
Yeah.
And we rented Concussion.
Oh, okay. How was that?
It was all right.
Yeah, that thing, yeah.
And the fact that people were upset that Will Smith wasn't nominated for an Academy Award in that is a little ridiculous. He wasn't that great. I found the accent to be a little was it accurate? I don't know, but I just found his acting to not be fantastic. The character is interesting. I found there's a front line about him, a PBS front line that's way more interesting than the movie.
Sure.
And he's in it, not Will Smith. So maybe go check that out instead.
Yeah,
but Spotlight was very good.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Amazon, you should just have Amazon Prime. I can't imagine life without Amazon Prime, Colin. It's the best thing. We love it. We use it often. So the video stuff's always just been the bonus to it. I go in there, I'm like, oh, you got Batman the Animated Series, you're ready to go. Good to know. Thank you.
A lot of people are doing the tell the truth thing that he does in the awkward thing. It is a little awkward in the movie because there are 2 parts of it, like back to back, where he says it like 4 times.
Really?
It's like, I'm like, all right, we'll tell the truth. You just stop saying it to me. All right, but I agree with you. Prime is at $100. It's a steal. What are you doing, sweetheart?
You're not saving that much money right now. If you do this, I guess you cancel. That's the deal. I get it, right. But you're not getting the benefits. Just suck it up.
All right, come on up. Come on up.
I like how the ears went down, right back out. She heard some scoops are coming through in the video game world.
All right. It's hard for me to read my computer like this.
Well, I just did it for the one thing.
A few more stories. Over at GameSpot, Eddie writes Dark Souls 3 breaks sales records. Since Dark Souls 3 enjoyed a record-breaking debut, Bandai Namco has announced the From Software-developed RPG had the most successful launch day in the publisher's history.
Whoa! Better
While it's
than
also become better than Tales of Exilio.
Whoa!
Well, it's also become the fastest-selling game ever for the company. Overall, Dark Souls 3 saw incredibly strong first-week sales. However, no specific sales numbers for Dark Souls 3 were divulged in Bandai Namco's news release today. So that's it for that, but congratulations. People seem to be enjoying it. From what I'm hearing, it's easier and a little faster than Dark Souls 2, which a lot of people didn't like, and Dark Souls 1, which obviously people love. Next story. Eddie writes Titanfall 2 listed for 2016 release by retailer. We already kind of knew this, but people are writing this as if it's news, so maybe it is. But I kind of felt like EA literally just said it was coming out in 2016 already. So according to UK retailer Game, Respawn's Titanfall 2 will be released in 2016. The Titanfall 2 page at the store's website currently shows a TBC 2016 release window for the shooter sequel. It may only be a placeholder date, though 2016 matches up with a previous report. EA officially announced Titanfall 2 last week, but it did not share a release date or a window for the game. This isn't the first time a 2016 launch date for Titanfall 2 has been spoken of, however, as a toy company said the same thing earlier this year. Officially, Titanfall 2 is scheduled to come out during the second half of publisher EA's fiscal year. That translates to sometime between October 2016 and March 2017. This is also the same release window as Mass Effect Andromeda and the next mainline Battlefield game. And the final story.
Hooray, Titanfall 2!
Yeah, it should have a nice...
PS4.
It should have a PS4 SKU. But it should have a PS4 SKU, but it should also have a campaign, which would be nice. And Polygon's Michael McWhorter says GameStop signs Ready at Dawn, Frozen Byte, and more for new publishing label Game Trust. Says retailer GameStop is expanding into new territory, video game publishing, and it's working with some well-known names: Insomniac Games, Ready at Dawn Studios, Frozen Byte, and Tequila Works. Why? To launch that effort through a new publishing label called Game Trust. In January, GameStop revealed its first foray into game publishing when Insomniac Games, developer of Ratchet & Clank and Sunset Overdrive, unveiled its upcoming adventure game Song of the Deep, which looks really cool. For people that don't know Song of the Deep, it's a Metroidvania game about a little girl that goes into the sea to find her father, who's sunk in a ship or something, I don't know. Insomniac and GameStop are working together to bring Song of the Deep to digital retailers and GameStop stores as part of an unprecedented partnership. But that was just the beginning of GameStop's new venture, which it calls non-traditional game publishing. Through Game Trust, GameStop says it will work with independent developers to help people discover new games, thanks to the company's expertise and retail presence. GameStop has more than 6,200 retail stores. So the developers that they have, Ready at Dawn, well known for the God of War games on PSP and more recently the Order 1886.
Sure.
Frozen Byte, those guys are the Finnish developers. They did Trine. Tequila Works did Deadlight and Rime. Now Tequila Works apparently totally botched, according to many rumors, their game Rime, but they do have the rights to it, and it seems like maybe GameStop has picked it up.
Sure.
But we don't know that for
sure. All right,
sure.
you come this far, fix it, finish it.
So we'll see how that all turns out. I think that this is a bold move by GameStop, but also a necessary move for them if they want to survive. They might turn full publisher at some point, for all we know. So, good to get into bed with these guys.
We have a breaking news story from the chat. Batman Arkham HD details and release date leak report.
I did not see this
GameSpot, I think it broke while we were here. GameSpot put this up as well. There you go. What do we got here? Release date, 10th June. So the 10th month on the day June, I don't understand. 2016. Pre-order, all right. Includes critically acclaimed Batman Arkham Asylum and Batman Arkham City. Updated visuals optimized for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Comprehensive version includes all the previous DLC and additional content. Where is Origins?
Poor WB Montreal.
Where is Origins?
I really don't understand why they're just pretending that this game doesn't exist.
Curiously, the collection does not include Arkham Origins, the only non-Rocksteady developed game in the series, and considered by many to be Kevin scrolled away.
Sorry.
To be a low point. Fuck you. Anybody who says that's a liar. Not a low point. Great story. Broken on PC? Of course.
It's
so
really,
is Arkham Knight. Fuck you.
It's really corny that they just pretend that game doesn't exist, and it's corny. And I talked to what's his name from
Sefton Hill.
Yeah, about that it's kind of like ridiculous that you guys are just calling this the Arkham trilogy as if you didn't already have a fucking trilogy.
Yeah.
You just pretend, well, it's our trilogy. I'm like, okay, well, there's another Arkham game.
Yeah, call it the Rocksteady trilogy and then be done with it. But don't act like this game doesn't exist. Was that an audible fart from the dog?
Well, Lola farts all the time.
But audibly?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's a Boston Terrier thing apparently.
Yeah. I knew they fart all the time, but I've never heard them fart. Good for you, Lola. Better out than in.
Apparently it has to do with their small nose. Which is interesting, I didn't know that. They like suck in a lot of air.
Yeah, so I guess in their stomach and intestine tract. Oh, little Lola. Little farting Lola.
Okay. Tips. Tips.
You not see it or?
Yeah, he sees it.
I love Buddy Cianci. Isn't Buddy Cianci the guy from Rhode Island? Let me look this up.
Don't know who Buddy Cianci is off the top of my head.
Oh no, he was a American lawyer, convicted felon, radio talk show host, politician, and political commentator who served as the mayor of Providence, Rhode Island. I don't know how the fuck I know that. Oh, because who is his wife? There was a wife with an awesome Cianci name. Hold on a second.
Cianci.
No, it rhymed though. Like it might have been Nancy Cianci or something like. Oh dear. Okay. Says, hey guys, I am considering purchasing a PS Vita, but I have read that the Vita Slim only picks up 80% of a Wi-Fi signal while the OLED picks up 100%. Have you encountered any problems with yours? I've literally never heard that in my life.
Never heard of that.
It could be true, but I've never heard that.
My Slim does everything on Wi-Fi fine. Nick, you're here. You're wearing your boxer shorts.
Hi guys.
Nope.
Why, were you gonna put pants on?
No, it's hot outside. This is what people do when it's hot outside. They don't layer
They
up.
wear their underwear?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I was walking around a Speedo.
I'm sure you did.
Why not?
Live.
Bust what? Wolf X?
Bust Wolf X.
How come Portillo and Lola were not part of the Kind of Funny versus the World video? Are they too good to shed blood for Kind of Funny? Well,
Lola's not
really like she's new to the party, so I don't.
And
she's like
died.
She's like Kevin.
We shot all day on asphalt.
She's got to earn it.
Porty would have died.
Now Lola will fight, but she has to earn the position in amongst the group first, and you'll earn it, Lola. You're young and have much to prove. JFit7 gave us tips that our autographs, Collins is best, are rubbing off my PS Gold headset that I bought to PSX. I hope I can bug you for them again at PAX Prime. PS, can short-faced dog perch on Collins' shoulder? No, she can't do that. Her legs are too long. She's a spindly little
creature. She's got dancer's legs. She's meant to be rutted.
She does, man. You should see her. And like when I throw, oh my god, she's fast. It's like extraordinary. When I first threw it, I was like, I can't believe how fast this dog is. It's kind of scary. Tire her out so she sleeps all day.
Sure, yeah.
I'll bring her out later. Sir Sonic gave us the final tip for now and said, working at JPL for 10 months. Just bought my own house. Just wanted to say thanks for all of the entertainment. Seeing you guys go out on your own has been an added motivation for me to not settle. Well, congratulations to you.
What's JPL?
I don't know. It sounds familiar.
It sounds like a finance firm or something.
No, it's not. Oh, Jet Propulsion Laboratory. That's right.
Oh, okay.
So down there.
Right down there. Right downstairs.
By Chick-fil-A.
You want to go to Chick-fil-A?
I mean, I really do, but are you fucking with me? We don't really have
I
time.
never fuck.
We haven't gone in a long time.
No, just leave it. I never fuck. Period. I know you always fuck. You're a weirdo.
You gonna get them?
Do we not have time?
You can go.
No,
like
I got a PS I love you.
Wait,
Tim and I got a call. How long is it round trip?
40 minutes.
No way. Round trip, 40 minutes to Chick-fil-A.
How long was it last time, Colin? I feel like,
We went over into the Marin, though.
Yeah, that's the closest one.
Yeah, well, there's one in the Valley. But it's not.
Valley?
Yeah, it's Silicon Valley, it's called.
Oh, San Jose area. Yeah, that's a fucking hour away. One way.
So how long was it round trip? You're settling on an hour?
I settled on an hour, and then I asked Colin.
Yeah.
So why are you looking at me?
I mean, we did it really quick.
You're going to get derailed, as always.
We did it pretty quick.
You're the conductor. Keep the train on the tracks.
Yeah, I think it was like, let's say it was an hour.
Okay.
There was no traffic. In theory, it should be 20. I think it's like 20 minutes to get there.
There's no way it takes 20 minutes to get there from here.
Impossible.
There's no way. There's no way you can get there in 20 minutes.
I'm with him.
The road could be empty, and you could just drive, and it wouldn't take you 20 minutes to get there.
I think it would.
No.
It's not that far. It's like
You got to go up, like, all the way up Park
15
Presidio
miles
to the
that way.
bridge.
That's like 5 minutes. I can spark busy. I can get to the bridge in 5 minutes.
I mean, if you want to go.
We ain't gonna stop you.
Well, I need someone to come with me.
Do you?
Yeah. I don't go alone. Anywhere.
You could just Periscope. And then everybody would be with you.
Fine, never mind.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, every day at 11 a.m. here on twitch.tv/kindafunnygames, we come to you with Colin and Greg live. Colin runs you through the nerdy news you need to know about before we jump in the chat to answer your questions, comments, and concerns. But in between those two segments, I reach into the prize closet, grab a prize, show it to you, and drop it in the prize box. How do you win the prize box? It's simple. Be in the chat on Friday or be a subscriber. If you're a subscriber, you're automatically entered to win and don't need to be in the chat on Friday. You can take your dog like Lola or Portillo or some other dumb breed you have and go throw the ball in the park and not worry about what we're talking about. But even though we could be the ones who are breaking the news to you about the virus that's out there in the dog park that you shouldn't be doing. You think this lotion's just lotion? Anti-dog park virus. Today we're putting in a Funhouse shirt. It's the one that looks like, what's its face? Fallout. I'm gonna open it. And then they can see it, Kev.
But it's so neatly packaged.
Fuck off, everybody. We won't use it as an eraser, I promise. Probably. Funhouse shirt. Because, of course, remember, we just put up the video where we fight Funhouse today. So go to kindoffunny.com and look at it there. Then buy your Kind of Funny live tickets at kindoffunny.com/tickets. Then buy your Let's Play live tickets at roosterteethlive.com. Use the code kinda. Nope, use the code funny. I keep fucking that up. We're putting in the Shuhei shirt. Somebody made it for us, remember? Gave us a whole bunch. We read his phone number the first time. I don't know if anybody ever called it. Then we're putting in a Leaping Tiger sweatshirt. Leaping Lizards! But Leaping Tiger instead, which is an app that helps you play with your friends. But Leaping Lizard is something that, of course, Little Orphan Annie used to say.
Really?
Yep. Leaping Lizards! You ever watch that movie? The musical movie back in our day?
The old
Carol
one?
Burnett?
Yeah.
Lex Luthor? I don't know who the other guy was. You got a fuzzy in your head, come here.
That's just who I am. Did I have some sort of
You old
confusion about
fuzzy head?
Little Orphan Annie some time ago? Remember this? I said I had some confusion about Annie. Don't you remember?
You have confusion about a lot of things,
Yeah.
so no, I don't know. What
was
did
it?
you confuse who
Does it
she
not sound,
was?
doesn't ring any bells for you guys?
I think we had IMDb it at something, so I think you thought somebody was in it. Oh, Shirley Temple. I were the best of friends.
But then she was in a movie about something called Annie. And I was like, see, I told you that she was in.
Grasping for straws. Little Orphan Annie. Little known fact, Little Orphan Annie was a big part of A Christmas Story. If I'm lying, I'm dying.
I hate that you say that. It's the worst.
I love that. It's such a good
I knew it was your dad that said it.
Everyone's gonna enjoy that episode of the Game Over Dragon Show Friday.
That said that shit. All right, let's get into the chat here. You can queue up your questions, comments, concerns. Kevin, do we have any more tips in the meantime?
No.
Okay, then let's get in. Roaring MDog18 says, Colin, how easy was it to get the platinum in Severed? Any missables? No, there are no trophies that you can miss. I did get the platinum. Can't really talk too substantively about it right now. But you can read into me getting the platinum about how I might feel about the game.
I'm right there. I've been playing it this whole trip. I want you to come watch me play this one section and tell me what I'm doing wrong.
Okay.
Because
there are some fights that are really hard.
Okay, it's literally the last secret I need, and then I'm gonna go.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Beat the boss.
It's the one where you're over and you're fighting the two eyes and the dragon.
Yep. Yeah. Do I just have to be good?
It's ridiculously
Do I just
hard.
have to be good? Is that it?
Did you get the other mementos?
I have 2.
Okay.
I don't have there's a 3rd, right?
Yeah. Because that will give you the unlimited, I'll show you.
Okay.
That is the most annoying fight in the game.
Yeah.
It's like 10 times harder than the last boss.
Yeah. I was doing it. I couldn't sleep last night. I was doing it like 3:30 in the morning. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
I couldn't sleep last night very well either. I was up and up and up.
We should have had the soup cans out there talking the string.
Well, what are you doing?
She being Little Orphan Annie.
You're a good girl. Are we going to go to the park later? You going to get your ball? Get your ball. Where's your ball? Are you hungry? You haven't really eaten anything. Why don't you talk back to me? Okay.
Respond.
Let's see. Lucid Dream has a question I was actually pondering recently. It says, Colin and Greg, do you have any regrets regarding all your old platinums for shitty games you didn't like? I do. If I can go back and delete trophies, I would delete a bunch of trophies I have. And just make my...
You talked about that before.
Yeah, I would probably delete like 15 platinum trophies. And... Because it's like, who cares? I have 53 platinums, but like only I would say 35 of them or so are like legit
Yeah.
games that I actually liked. Now that's a lot of platinum trophies, but for every one of those, I mean, some of the games that I played for platinums I didn't actually hate. Like Rango wasn't that bad.
Wasn't that bad? A ringing endorsement.
But like,
I hear you.
Ninja Shoot Larry, I earned that
You
platinum.
screamed in your pillow.
I earned that platinum, but I was playing, up.
Yeah.
I didn't do Hannah Montana.
Yeah. Well, don't act like you're like.
I
more
tried,
holier than
but then
thou.
I was like, I
that's like
can't.
it's a 2-hour one. You put way more time into fucking Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs than you did there. I don't regret any of mine. They were all experiences. Build me out. I'm a trophy whore, and I would still do it too. I would still very much like if something comes around and it's dumb and fast, sure. Not Taco Master. Taco Master was good and fun. They got me through this. What am I looking at here?
You remember that Kind of Funny had a trophy war?
I do.
These are the results. Actually,
Oh,
just
from
got
the
this
forums.
email
Over
yesterday.
at kindoffunny.com/forums. The folks did a trophy war to see it was who in the month of March.
You both earned 30 platinums in a month?
Don't spoil it yet. We're getting there.
That's all that matters. Who cares about the fucking bronze trophies?
Number 3 was Jordan C_96. Number 2 was Maisie Town. And first place in the trophy war was Jamin _06. Then I'm assuming there's a 1 got left off there because under here it says Jamin _061 has the most bronze trophies collected, 476. He also has the most silvers collected, 537. Maisie Town has the most golds collected, 180. And both Jaman _06, now there is no 1, Zyger, make up your fucking mind, and Maisie Town have the most platinums collected, 30 each. Fuck, 30 in a month.
You must not have any platinums or just literally nothing to do because that was the thing we ran into during the Great Trophy Horror War back in the day was that we already had so many easy
Yeah,
platinums.
and then Bromley was able to come in and just scoop up all the
What a
ones.
waste of my fucking time that was.
You only wasted like, what, half a month, 20 days, and then Mega Man came out. You're like, I'm done.
Yeah, Mega Man 10 came out and I was like, yeah, I'm good. Frog and Bullfish 89 says, Colin, how much can I pay you to play Dark Souls 3? It's such a refinement to the formula. I think you could jump in and really enjoy it. $5,000. And I'll play it for 1 hour.
$5,000 to play for 1 hour. That's a fucking hefty price tag for a Let's
Our
Play.
P.O. box is below the screen that you're watching right now.
Right.
Let's see.
Little Orphan Annie.
Kryptonic Legend says, Greg, did you ever platinum Cat Lateral Damage?
I haven't even played Cat Lateral. There's too many things going on. It's on my library, but I haven't gotten to it yet. That's why. If it was on Vita, I'd be playing it because I got all this travel going on.
Jeebus Toe says, Greg, after the announcement of the Arkham Collection, what would you say is your favorite of the 4 games?
Fuck. I like them all for different reasons, but I probably still think that I liked Asylum the best. I think it came out of nowhere. It was the most cohesive start to finish. I was super, super into it. City had points where it dipped a bit for me. Not that it was bad, but it just wasn't the same. Obviously, I think Arkham Origins is an awesome Joker story. I don't think it gets any of the credit it deserves. I think that Deathstroke boss battle is probably the best boss battle in the quadrilogy. And then Arkham Knight, obviously, super pretty. I loved exploring that world, doing all that stuff. I thought the platinum was attainable there. I liked the challenge rooms. But yeah, there's something special about Asylum. I'm looking for it. I say I will. We'll see if I actually do. I'd love to replay Asylum and City on the PlayStation 4. Get some trophies. But there'll, of course, be too much to do.
I think Asylum was probably the best. When you think about it, yeah.
That's what I was saying.
I agree with you. I mean,
Nice, tight, locked in. You know what I mean? Like
I also just think it was new.
Exactly. That's definitely got that going for it for sure.
There was nothing wrong with City, but it was just and Arkham Knight I think was a huge disappointment. Not from a storytelling perspective, but from a gameplay perspective. I think it was. R3 Nat says, Colin, I was just watching The Man in the High Castle. It's a pretty recommendation, and it is great. You're welcome. Samurai Knight 07 says, do you think Alienation will be as good as Resogun? I don't know. It'll be different. I think it'll be more comparable to Dead Nation. I should get it today, I hope.
Ooh.
So we'll see what happens.
Ooh. That's the Alienation siren. Ooh. They're bombing us with codes. Watch out, Kevin. Ooh.
Danny Roman X gave us a tip and no message. Thank you for that, Danny Roman X. You're making things move quickly for us here. Let's go into sub-only mode because I'm not impressed at all with what's going on here.
We are engaged in sub-only mode. One of your benefits for subscribing to us here at twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames, along with, of course, being entered, getting the cool Kind of Funny logo next to your name, the cool Kind of Funny emotes, getting to play games with us, getting private chat time like this right now.
Come on, the audience loves that when Lola rubs against the mic.
Lola. Hello, Lola. She walked up to me and she farted in my face. What is she named at? Why is Lola Lola?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay. I like to think it's because of the song.
Could be. It fits her. The name fits.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ryan Santiel says, Greg, will you realistically play a Ratchet and Clank? It's an awkwardly made sentence, by the way, but
eventually,
you understand what he means.
Yeah, I've played the opening twice now, so not on either one of my accounts or my retail. But eventually I'll get to it. Yeah, when I'm in the mood for a Ratchet.
Lucid Dream says, Colin, I'm surprised you enjoy games like Helldivers and Dead Nation because they're so hard to solo. Alien Nation seems to be more of the same. Well, the thing is that I'm not a bitch and I'm not bad at games. So
right there, they on the head.
So Dead Nation might be hard for you, but it isn't hard for me. No, I think I beat Dead Nation on like one of the hardest difficulties by myself, which is a feat.
Yeah,
and it takes time.
Sure.
And patience.
A whole lot of money.
But see, I come from a generation of gamers, money. Kevin, where games weren't easy, and you weren't sure if you could beat them or not. There's not a game that comes down the pipe now that I wouldn't be able to beat. How's that for a fucking guarantee? Okay.
Take it to the bank, Kevin.
You're
literally take it to the bank.
You're dismissed, Kevin.
Every cable's wrapped up in that chair.
Let's see. Charachard512 says, have you ever gotten into card games? I was into Magic when I was younger, then Star Wars customizable card game, but that was the last time. That was in middle school, so that was in the mid to late 90s.
Sure.
Not even late 90s, really like the mid 90s.
No, I never had any friends who played them. I always wanted to get into DC Overpowered, but no, it didn't work. Eventually in college, or I guess afterwards, I got into HeroClix a little bit. Had some friends who played HeroClix. Not the same, but it's close, you know what I'm saying. Now I have no friends.
Mario Not Bro says, Greg, what do you think about Taylor Swift's new look? Parenthetically, he says, I'm 100% sure Colin won't read this one on the show.
Ooh.
Tell me what I won't
fine.
do. I'm like the John Locke of Kind of Funny. Tell me what I can't do, Greg.
Sure. Then you stand up. It's fine. It's not my favorite Taylor Swift look, but more power to her. Do whatever she wants with her hair. I'm ready for Kevin to come in one day with crazy hair. Whatever you want, Kevin. Do whatever you want to it.
Griswold says, Colin, you don't play Souls games because they're too hard, I heard. Comments? Well, that's not true. I don't play them because they don't play very well.
Oh, you left the net open. He just scored on you, and then he went home and scored on your mom.
Speaking of open nets, go Islanders. They're up 2-1 against the Panthers.
Nice, congratulations. Overtime yesterday, I heard that.
Overtime, yeah. First playoff game ever at Barclays in Brooklyn. A victory. Notched for the Isles. Thank you. Thank you.
So they're never moving now. Too much good mojo happening there.
Yeah, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Panthers pretty good team. Too bad they have no fans. They're playing in a fucking funeral home. I'm just telling you, I just want to reiterate, watching those home games, especially game 1 in Florida, was the saddest playoff hockey game I'd ever seen in my life in terms of crowd. Where the fuck is everybody? Are you kidding me? It's the fucking playoffs. They should move that team. If Florida doesn't want them, they should move them.
You see that Marvel?
There's plenty of places that want a team.
Marvel almost bought into them and called them the Black Panthers.
They should have probably cost them like $1,000.
The movie Black Panther. You know?
Civil War. Let's see. Vandal the Savage asks, what's for lunch? That's a good question. I feel like, I don't know, what are our options?
I bought stuff yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, I have things to eat.
I hate you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, it's me, Kevin.
I get to go eat by myself. The other guys are probably getting food now.
You can tell them anytime what you want them to bring you.
They won't bring it.
Yeah, they
like,
would.
oh, we forgot.
They would do that, actually. Nick does forget about you all the time.
I mean, it's cool. Whatever.
Javier Lopez 516, I wonder if 516 is a reference to Long Island, says, Florida teams have no fans. It's not true. The Lightning have a fucking crazy fan base. Those Tampa Bay Lightning home games are nuts. So not true at all. It's just that the Panthers are irrelevant. They had, I hate fucking bandwagon fans. All right, let's see. Joey Noel says, poor Kevin, no lunch buddy, no microwave.
Just microwave here, Joey. He can bring food. It's not that hard to bring food. Leave it here.
Yeah, it'll also save you money.
Yeah. You used to do it. And I don't know, you look at Mondays, you know how bad Mondays are. Mondays are always bad days for us. Because we got the 1 o'clock meeting. Then we got to prep for PSLW. Then we got to do PSLW. Then I got to edit PSLW. So no, I'm not in the mood to go fucking drive an hour to Chick-fil-A on Monday. You hear me? You understand? Good.
All right, let's get out of sub-only mode.
Beep, 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 boop, boop.
Before we go, do you have the sub thing open?
I got it. You have 27 today.
We have 27 subs or resubs. If I read your name, you're a new sub or resub, and we appreciate your patronage here on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames. Tegato61, Zaxterzone, Bear73_, Sabrine, Smitty J22, Javier Lopez 516, Geeky Coward, The Fat Boy Jr., Mark from the Res, Cheese661, Vicious Fool, Jack Middleton 35, Mbats 96, The Geek Chic or the Geek Chick, I don't know which one it is. The 9 Fox, Joey Noel, Josh Grav, Todd Wise, Little Raven 89, Ryan the Line 305, Maverick 0, A Fat Chubby Panda, Elusive Wallaby, Loyalty, Micker Mike Lovin, Broddington GG, Kia Cora 1, Short Fuse 06. Thank you so much.
We love you.
For your love and support here on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames. We're going to go now. We'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time for more Colin and Greg Live. Remember, you can follow us on Twitter at kindoffunnyvids. I'm at No Taxation. Greg's at Game Over Greggy. Kevin is at Kinda Funny Kevin. Portillo doesn't use the internet because he's in fact a dog. Lola has an Instagram if you want to follow her there.
Last minute sub from Colin Loves Mustard.
Oh, Jesus. Well, thank you for that. We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you. Go to youtube.com/kindoffunny if you want to watch again or haven't yet seen our trailer for Let's Play Live, which is happening with our friends from Funhouse and Achievement Hunter and Screw Attack and the Creatures in LA in June. We love you. Be well. Goodbye.